Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to the channel Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that are supporting me over on Patreon, thank you so very much. This is the forecast for Sunday, the 23rd of August. It also is the underpinning weekly forecast for the 23rd through the 29th. So each card is going to represent for a day or two during this week. Kind of take what you need and leave the rest. I'm kind of running behind, so I'm going to kind of speed through this forecast because I have a class all day, and if I don't get this video out now, then I won't have time to do it later, that sort of a thing. So I am going to move quickly through this forecast, but please enjoy it. Leave me a comment, a like, share, subscribe if it makes sense to you. Or if you have any questions, feel free to leave a question, and let's get into this and see what's going on. So we have at the beginning of the week the Nine of Cups. This is all around emotional abundance. This is an overflow of just opportunity. I love that we have the sun represented in this card, the sunflowers, which to me is sustenance. There's all sorts of food in these cups, which to me feels like we're going to feel fulfilled, satiated, emotionally connected, eyes to the future. I definitely see that with this crow. To me, the Nine of Cups is kind of about like personal sort of achievement around our emotions, our wishes, our dreams, kind of that sort of a thing. We've kind of like there's a sense of accomplishment in the early part of the week. Like maybe we've done the focus work, or we've put in the attention in certain areas of our life, and we're starting to reap the benefits or understand the outcomes and start to see the possibilities. And the possibilities to me with the Nine of Cups are large, abundant, and exciting. So the early part of the week we should feel kind of, hopefully most of us are feeling self-assured, stable, grounded, but also kind of there is a desire here to kind of push forward. I feel like we see the opportunity, we understand that it's there, and we're excited about that opportunity. And so I feel like this will be my viewers kind of taking this good feeling and utilizing it to kind of push through this week and create what it is that we want. There's an opportunity here. There's definitely an abundance. All of this food kind of pouring forth out of these cups. That is the nine, right? I hope that's the nine. I believe it is the nine, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, it is the nine. There's just because the stuff in the cups always makes me think of the Seven of Cups, but this is like an overflow of just opportunity, feeling overall really content, even beyond content. This would be feeling fulfilled and happy. Maybe we're starting to understand that we're in control of our own well-being, and really sort of operating from the responsibility of that, and channeling that and feeling okay or at one with that. And as we do that in the early part of the week, we start to reap the benefits of that and the opportunity of that. All right, so the second midweek card, sorry I'm flying through this, guys, but I've got a class, is the Queen of Wands. So we have double suns again this week. So to me, these sun actions that we see from card to card, the sun is always a positive and affirmative. It's a life-giving energy. It gives, it lights our path. It gives sustenance and wakes us up and energizes everything on the planet. Plant life, animal life, human life, all of that stuff needs sort of the sun. And so the Queen of Wands to me is like the Beyonce card, right? We have more sunflowers, which speaks to more abundance. There's also an opportunity. Again, this queen is still looking to the future, yet she sits atop these two lions. To me, there's like a strength for us. There's a understanding of where we fit in our world and honoring ourselves from such a, like, I would say, a profound place. The wands are usually about action, right? Queens kind of represent the suit of cups, right? So we have the Queen of Wands, which is that fiery spirit action aspect of the four suits, right? But she's a queen, so she represents that cups energy that we see here in this Nine of Cups. So we start to take this, what I feel like the midweek card is telling me is we're starting to take this abundance, this opportunity, this feeling sort of emotionally well in a way, right? And utilizing it, channeling that feeling into action and making decisions that are not only nurturing but in pursuit of our goals that kind of push us forward. We feel empowered. These two lions here are no joke, right? They are kings of the jungle. She is the Queen of Wands. MJ has a joke, we call this the Beyonce card. She sort of like fiercely owns her femininity. She can be a little bit impulsive, but as we make those quick decisions, we are taking action and we're doing it from a place of sort of love. But I feel like with the Queen of Wands, she always kind of honors herself first and foremost above all anybody else. But I don't see that as a bad thing, right? I mean, the Queen of Wands can sometimes the wands can seem like impulsive, maybe selfish, but to me, this feels like we're putting ourselves first this week, at least in the early and the mid part of the week. We're putting ourselves first. We're making our decisions from a place of our own fulfillment emotionally, and then taking action from that place. And we're seeing the benefits of that, right? That's these double suns and all of these sunflowers popping up everywhere. To me, that is an opportunity. And we've got two different suits here. We've got water and fire working together. So I see that as a really a beneficial thing, right? Especially with having so many different, because water and fire aren't necessarily, complementary suits in a way, but with all of this sunflower energy and the sun energy, there's a lot of matching aspects to this card. So to me, it feels like the flow for this early part of the week and the midweek really connects up and brings about positive change, action, perspective, all of that. Now let's look at the end of the week card. Okay, so we have the moon. The moon represents as Pisces. Sometimes the moon can be like more the shadowy side of self, but to me, when I look at this, I don't like hate this card in essence. Like, the moon is about sort of intuition, listening to the more subtle voice. Sometimes it can represent confusion or being not necessarily clear on which path to take, but I don't feel that's the case with this because we have so much clarity coming in the early part of the week through this Nine of Cups and the Queen of Wands. I feel like there's not only an emotional clarity happening in the early part of the week, but we start to begin to take action and really rule from that place with that Queen of Wands. So this moon to me feels like, honestly, this feels like the spirit coming through, or our deeper, a deeper sense of who we are, or our self coming through and maybe leading the way by week's end. We're operating from a place that's a little bit more, let's say, intuitive, guided, emotional. We have all of this sun energy in the early part of the week, right? Now we're getting to see the opposite side of that, which would be the moon in a very big way. There's some sort of, I would say, spiritual opportunity or where we can connect with our higher self, where we can connect with our own intuitive knowing, where we might have to quiet down. The energy may slow down by the end of the week, but it will be quite powerful and potent. The moon, she shows us sort of the things that maybe we at times before didn't want to see, right? Not in a bad way, but in a way that kind of helps to give us a guidance that that we need, right? The moon also sort of affects the tides and kind of when I think about that aspect of this card, it makes me think about this, whatever this is that we're experiencing by the week's end, whatever part of ourselves we're accessing at the deeper recesses of who we are, it will be profound and it will have a long and lasting impact as we move forward through the rest of the month and into the months to follow for this year. So again, I feel like this week's reading is powerful in the sense that how do I want to say this? Like, I feel like the emotional stability or well-being that we feel in that Nine of Cups, and then the action that we take from that place of the Queen of Wands, leads us to sort of seeing aspects of ourselves in the Moon card where we maybe find opportunities to free ourselves, to have conversations with ourselves to better our situations, become more aware of what it is we need and we deserve, or what it is that needs, should be around us, or it needs to be released and let go. Does that make sense? And so pay more specific attention by week's end, because I feel like the messages will be subtle, but they will be profound and important. They may not be the messages that we want to, but if we heed them or we pay attention to them, we have that conversation with them, we listen to them, they will guide us correctly. That's kind of the key with this Moon card. At first, it might seem slightly off-putting, but ultimately in the end, if we really pay attention and we check in with that and we get comfortable with that energy, it can be a little bit, not even a little bit, it will guide us in a direction that may be unexpected, but it's going to get us the results that we want. We may not even know that those were the results that we want until we kind of act on it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Sorry to rush this, guys, but I kind of have to hustle. All right, so this is the Fire Guardian. This is Ignite Your Passions. Okay, so this definitely tunes into where I see passion would be in this Nine of Cups, where I see igniting or Fire Guardian would be in this Queen of Wands. This is sort of your theme of the week, is to call upon this Fire Guardian angel. This Moon also speaks to that idea of igniting your passion. Sometimes our passions are a little bit deeper within us, hidden, that we hide them away from ourselves. And the Moon is sort of there to kind of shed light on them in a softer, more subtle way. But we want to utilize this kind of energy. The Fire Guardian to me would be about taking action again with the element of fire and also with the element of spirit, right? In traditional tarot, this is an oracle deck, but what I feel like he's kind of calling out to us today is to kind of connect with that desire, connect with that sort of emotional connection or spiritual connection to what it is that we want, and then taking the action to sort of move towards that, being brave about it, even when we get kind of hit with the unknown of the Moon. All right, let me put last week's stones back. I forgot to do that. Sorry, I'm rushing, guys. All right, let's see. What is theme for the week? All right, so here's your grounding stone for this week, and this is something to ground in throughout the entirety of the week. It's a focal point, and that's blessed. So remember where our blessings are. I think that it's going to be very obvious where to see those things in the early and mid part of the week with this Nine of Cups and this Queen of Wands. To me, those are very decisive, clear opportunities, or being able to clearly see the opportunities, feeling empowered by those opportunities, and seeing our blessings very clearly. If we stay focused on those blessings, by week's end, we might find a little bit of confusion with that Moon, but I feel like the Moon is the most strongest card out of the three, and she is the kind of the most beneficial. She's going to have the most reward. So by week's end, and I'm not saying that we have to feel confusion per se, but sometimes the Moon can represent that. We want to stay in those blessings in the early part of the week, because those blessings and that focus on positivity, it will help us to sort of access this Fire Guardian energy of igniting our passions. But we might get to the week's end and feel a little bit confused by, can I do this? Should I do this? Is now the right time? We're going to need to work through those things. Staying in the idea of reminding ourselves that we're blessed also helps us to remember that we are deserving of the blessings that we receive, right? And as we believe that we're deserving, we're able to do the work that the Moon requires of us to kind of continue this journey on. And there's a transformation also that comes in under the light of the Moon that I think it may not always be the clearest up front, but when we go through this sort of transformation or the change that the moon provides for us, the opportunity to learn and grow, we actually transform at deeper levels in rather profound ways, right? Be kind to yourself this week, right? See the blessings in what goes on in your life and where things are good. And that's going to also help you to sort of connect to that passionate energy of the fire guardian and stay with that, knowing that sort of these things are possible for ourselves, right? That we can create these blessings if we don't feel like we have them around us. There's that opportunity in all of this too. I really feel like this is a good week and a profound, like a exciting week for you, all of us. The only thing is there might be a little bit. I'm just going to be honest. There might be a little bit of work by the time we reach the week's end with this moon card, but the work will be well worth it. Trusting your intuition by week's end too. That's also a big key with the moon. Don't allow other people's opinions or their perceptions or outside opinions and perceptions that might be being filtered to us affect our clarity around what we know to be true intrinsically inside. That is your forecast for the day. Thank you so very much. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Please give me a like, share, subscribe. Have a great day. Love you. Bye-bye.